What's up YouTube, this is the keyboard warrior here and we are back with another video. Today we are gonna do a post-patch MK1 tier list. But before we actually start, let me just clarify a few things here. There are no bad characters in the game, alright? Every character has some kind of strengths, some kind of weaknesses. It depends a lot on the user and how they're using them. Depends a lot on the cameo as well. Some characters are pretty good with the cameos, you know. So keeping all that in mind, we're gonna make this tier list. If you ask me, a skilled user would probably be using the worst character in the game and still be dominating everyone online, or might even go ahead and win tournaments. Tier lists are basically telling you which characters are strong, right? Like which characters are strong, which characters are weak. But raw skill beats tier list any day. Everyone in MK1 is powerful, okay? There are no bad characters. So if I'm placing someone in the D tier, does not necessarily mean that they're absolutely bad and shouldn't be used, and they're horrible to play with. It's not like that. It means that they're just not as strong as someone who would be in the S tier. Alright, so let's get going. Alright, so we're gonna start off with Liu Kang, the Fire God, and he's gonna be our first S tier. And the reason is very simple. Even though this guy lacks mix-ups, his frame data is insane, alright? So he's probably safe on everything. And unless he's doing any special move, he's safe on everything, alright? He's got one of the best zoning in the game, one of the best frame data in the game, and his strings are mostly mids. There's nothing you can do but to respect him, right? So for example, if you could bring in Scorpion, he gets an overhead mix-up. If you use the right cameo, this guy is absolutely insane, right? So S tier, no doubt. The next would be Kung Lao, and I would place him probably in the B tier. The only good thing about Kung Lao is his back forward 2. When enhanced, it's safe and it's one of the best get-up options you have in the game. But at the end of the day, you can also combo from that. But at the end of the day, his overall kit is just not strong enough. Maybe he's really good at lower levels, but when you go higher, when you play against gods and elder gods, you understand that this character is very mediocre, very average. He has a really good overhead launcher that too is unsafe, and it's very predictable because you can understand, you can see and react to it, right? So yeah, B tier. Alright, the next one would be Raiden, and I would be placing him in the S tier. So there's no doubt, right? We all know how good Raiden is from the start of MK. Even after all those nerfs, he's still one of the best characters out there. Even though they knocked the chip damage from his down back 3, is still insane. That's not the only tool that he has, right? He has plenty of other tools that he can work with, right? So definitely one of the strongest characters in the game, arguably top 5, so S tier. Geras is A tier. Now we know how good this guy can be, right? He's a little tough to play, but if you could master him, he is really good, really strong character, A tier, got his mid attacks really good. His low is average though, but his mid attacks with his command grab is really a really good way to mix things up. So A tier. Okay, up next we have Li Mei. I personally love the character, but she has her weaknesses. I would be putting her in A tier, but at times she gets too predictable. But if you ask me, her overall kit is strong enough, just not A tier strong. Just always compare with the characters on the tier above. Is she stronger than Geras? No, I don't think so. Therefore, I couldn't place her in the same tier as Geras, right? So, B tier. Alright, Kitana is... I know a lot of people feel that she's absolutely useless, but I feel differently. I feel she is really strong, even though she does not have decent mix-ups, but her pressure is really good. She needs a bar to do that, but her overall pressure game is definitely one of the best in MK, right? So easily 8 here for me. One of the best whiff punishes in the game, and she does insane amount of damage. Good pressure tools. What more could you ask for? She just lacks a little bit on the 50-50 side, but you can always use your cameos for that. Next is her sister Mileena, and she used to be A tier or probably S tier, but she has become way too predictable now, so I would probably place her in B. Don't get me wrong, okay, she does insane damage, she has good mix-ups, but there are so many Mileena players out there that she is very predictable at the moment. Pretty good character, but just because she is predictable at the moment, I'm placing her in the B tier. Next up we have Tanya, and she would probably be B tier as well. She has good mix-ups, definitely not a bad character, but I don't think she's stronger than Geras and Kitana. Now we have Scorpion. Okay, let's be honest, alright? Scorpion is probably the worst character in the game, and I'm not even kidding. There's no doubt about it. He's definitely one of the worst characters out there. He literally has no mix-ups. His only low attack is super punishable, right? And with the right cameo, he can definitely, work his way around his weaknesses. Just does not have the tools to make it to A tier or S tier, or even any of the tiers above. Like he really badly needs an overhead launcher. Now a lot of people will come in the comment section and be like, there are players who have won tournaments with Scorpion. Have you defeated Sonic with Scorpion? But does that make Scorpion S tier? It does not. I said this at the beginning of the video that skill beats tier list any day. A skilled user would probably use the worst character and still end up winning tournaments. So is Scorpion a stronger character? No. Is the player using Scorpion a skilled user? Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. We have his brother Sub-Zero, and he would probably be in the D tier as well. Sub-Zero has insane mix-ups, okay? If you talk about 50-50, he definitely has one of the best 50-50s in the game. But you know what pulls him back? Most of his strings are unsafe. There's no way you're not getting launched after doing those strings. His overhead is reactable, even though he has one of the best defense moves, the clone in the game. But just because of how unsafe the character is what makes him B tier. Otherwise, there's no reason to hate on Sub-Zero. Yeah, we can talk about his overall damage being low, but that is only when you freeze. If you freeze multiple times in a combo, you will get lower damage output. That is how it has been since MK2, since MK3, all those old MK games. With the right combo routes, this guy can easily achieve 40%, by the way. Alright, next up we have Reptile, and I'm gonna place him in the B tier. A lot of people underestimate this character, but he's definitely not one of the weak ones. Alright, maybe he's just not as strong as Raiden and Liu Kang, but he's definitely strong enough. He has insane mix-ups, but the only problem is he's highly unsafe. He also has one of the best whiff punishes in the game. That's his back 3. The range on that one is out of the world, but again, that's unsafe. Overall, is this character weak? No way. But is he as strong as Geras, Kitana, Raiden, Liu Kang? No, I don't think so. That's why I'm placing him on the B tier, right? Next up is Smoke, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna place him in the S tier, right? Hear me out, okay? This guy has unlimited potential. There's tons of stuff that you can do with this guy, right? I know Smoke players are annoying. I know people don't respect Smoke players out there. But you also need to acknowledge the fact that it needs skill to master this character. If you can do his teleport cancels constantly and consistently, there's no limit to what you can do in this game. Pair him up with Sector, pair him up with Scorpion, in fact pair him up with any cameo in the game, and I swear this guy is gonna go insane on you, right? Even without his mates, this guy is top tier, and the only reason is because he can create pressure from nothing. Rain is pretty strong in this game. I would place him in the A tier. Even after Cyrex was nerfed, people stopped using him, but overall he's still very strong in this game. What annoys me the most about Rain is the animations and the effects. So much effects going on, all those water effects, that at times it becomes difficult to understand what move he's trying to go for. And also his overhead cancel into his grab is one of the sickest moves in the game. Okay, so he's definitely up there in the A tier. Next we have Johnny Cage, and I speak for everyone when I say this guy is absolutely busted. This guy is broken, okay? This guy needs a fix, okay? Even though they nerfed his frames on his 1-2, but still it's plus on block, and that shouldn't be the case. I won't be speaking much about this character. We all know that he's S tier from the beginning of MK1, and he is still S tier and still broken, needs a fix, is safe on almost everything, which makes no sense. People don't really use his unsafe options. They keep spamming whatever is safe and they get away with it, and only because of his frame data. Next up is Kenshi, and I'll put him in the S tier. Probably everyone will put him in the S tier. Kenshi is undoubtedly one of the strongest characters in the game, probably top 3 if you ask me. Kenshi without Sento is like okay, not that great. But when he pulls out Sento, it's like he goes Super Saiyan on you. Best you can do is find a gap and do an armored move. But the problem is, while you're trying to find that gap, he's basically chipping the hell out of you. With this guy, it's never your turn. Just never your turn. If Sento is out, it's never your turn. You could say goodbye to that round. The only way I beat good Kenshi players online is I have to beat them before they get their Sento out. If they get their Sento out, that round becomes a nightmare. Even if I win it, I stress myself out completely. So definitely S tier. We have Havik, and he's gonna be our first C tier. Okay. Now, at the start of MK1, Havik was considered to be really good, but people found out his weaknesses. We know exactly what Havik players are gonna do. Is he better than Reptile, Mileena, Kung Lao? Is he better than any of these characters in the tiers above? I don't think so. So, C tier. Alright. Baraka is gonna be B tier. Or maybe A tier. Okay. As a standalone character, Baraka is pretty average. But when you pair him up with a proper cameo like Striker, this guy becomes insanely good. This guy has the range, and with Striker making everything safe, this guy is a menace. Alright, she's a nightmare to deal with. Next up is Ashrah, and she is also gonna be S tier. She's got insane range in this game. great mix-ups, insane range. This character is almost flawless. Very strong character. Finally, we have Sindel, and she's going to go to S tier, of course, and she's perhaps the most broken character in the game at the moment. I wouldn't call her exactly broken because she needs a good cameo. You need someone like Kung Lao as cameo to actually bring out her strengths. She used to have an infinite, but that was fixed. But now, if you have seen Sonic play this character, you would know how overpowered she really is, okay? Especially if she is with Kung Lao. Great zoning, great mix-ups, overhead and low mix-ups. She has the ability to hover in the air, which is pretty insane in this game. Now, General Shao or Shao Kahn is gonna be A tier, okay? A lot of people might argue on this one, but I feel Shao is a very strong character. He has pretty good mix-ups. You know, if his axe is down, you might feel, okay, fine, his axe is down, I can breathe. No, he can still go ahead and beat the living hell out of you. This guy has range, this guy has damage, even though his wake up move is one of the worst in the game, but if he manages to catch you, you're going in for a full combo, okay? Overall, this character is really strong and he deserves a spot in the A tier, for me at least. Shang Tsung is very good, but where should I place him? Okay, I would probably go B tier. Yeah. The reason why I'm placing Shang Tsung in the B tier is because people now understand how the matchup works, but pair him up with Kano and he is going to be a nightmare to deal with. Super strong character, great zoning, perhaps the best zoning in the game, and he can combo from it. If you use Motaro, you can combo from projectiles. Strong character, very tough to play. So, is he better than the guys in the tier above? I don't think so, but it's still there. Still a strong character. Definitely not the weaker ones. Nitara is gonna probably be in the C tier. She is okay. I've seen Sonic play with this character, and that is only because it's Sonic that this character looks so OP. Other than that, I don't think Nitara is that good in this game. It's just my opinion, right? She might be good, but I don't feel she's that good. Okay. Reiko is gonna be A tier, probably. Yeah. Reiko's command grab, amazing. Okay, best projectile in the game. His shurikens, stars, whatever, best projectile in the game. You can't jump over it unless you time it correctly, perfectly. I just find Reiko players very toxic because they keep on zoning. The character is not a zoner. Yes, he might have the best projectile in the game, but he's not a zoner. He's a grappler. You know, you need to get up close. He's strong. He's great at neutral, amazing range, and he's got everything going for him. So probably an A tier character. Alright, next up is Omni Man, and I am gonna put him in the B tier. And the reason is simple. He might have a lot of damage, but this guy lacks mix-ups. His stance moves are basically useless. None of his stance moves are safe. All of them are unsafe. You might be wondering whether I've gone crazy. His teleport overhead is safe on block. But you might be forgetting that that's an overhead and that is a blockable. And you can react to it. So definitely not the most ideal move to throw at high level players. So overall, if you ask me, he is okay, gimmicky, but no, he's not A tier or S tier. Next we have is Quan Chi, the king of 50-50s, but he would probably make it to the C tier, and the only reason is that he's highly unsafe. Whatever he does is so unsafe. Very unsafe character, but if you can use him well, he is one of the best zoners, perhaps, you know, as good as Shang when it comes to zoning. But overall, if you ask me, he has 900 health, which is pretty low, and he's unsafe. So low health, unsafe, not a good combination. That is his weakness, and that is why I'm going to put him in the C tier. And finally, we have Peacemaker, who is easily making his way to the S tier because he is broken. He has very weird damage scaling. He does 70-80% damage for no reason, I don't know, and he's easily S tier. Alright, time for some adjustments. Alright, there you go. That would probably be my final list. Again, tier list is something that not everyone will agree on. If you do not agree with me, that is fine. We might have different views, but please don't be toxic about it. Okay? Just comment down below. Tell me where I'm going wrong. Tell me what you feel about this tier list, who you feel should be placed up in the tier list or placed down, you know. And also make sure that you are respectful in the comment section. We can have a mature discussion about this in the comment section, and we don't need to fight like kids, all right? So yeah, that'll be it for the video. If you feel this tier list is fine, just go ahead, hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me if you do that. I'm trying to do this for a living, so help me out here, okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.